welcome to my channel. My name is Misty. This is Vivi.
You haven't seen me in a while.
Oh, they haven't seen you in a while. Today's video is going to be about our homeschool schedule. Somebody was determined to be in a video with that wild hair. So you can say hello before you have to go. Say hi. All right, so yeah, we're going to talk about this year's homeschool schedule, and she's playing right here beside me, so you may hear her a little bit. She's trying her best to be quiet, huh? Yeah, so go ahead and go down there and I'll get started on this video. All right, she just wanted to say hello to you guys. But before we get into the video, make sure you hit the subscribe button for more content like this, all about homeschooling and everything that we do around it. And the like button lets me know that this is the type of content that you enjoy. With that being said, let's go ahead and look at what this year's homeschool schedule will look like. Okay, so I have kind of written notes because once again, this is something I won't remember off the top of my head. But our homeschool schedule will look like this. I will be the first one awake as usual. That's all year round, but I have to get back to waking up way earlier. I used to wake up 5:30 in the morning, so I'll get back to that. It's going to be painful, but I'll get back to it. I wake up that early and I get myself ready. I kind of, you know, wake up myself. I'm not the kindest person if you try to talk to me right as soon as I wake up. I just need like a minute to myself. So that's the time when I get up. I go out, take care of the garden, take my shower, do anything else. I'll try to fit in things like devotional. I might even fit in some work related to either eBay or filming YouTube videos or like editing YouTube videos anyways. So that's like me time. The girls naturally get up right around 7:30 in the morning. So before we get up at that point, and I do want to also say nothing is set in stone type of times except for a few items, which I will tell you what they are. Matter of fact, let's talk about that now. So I get up at 5:30. The girls wake up around 7:30. Snack time is 10. Lunchtime is 11:30, 12, but that lunchtime is a little flexible probably depending on schooling and how hungry they are. So back to what we were talking about. So 7:20-ish in the morning, I will begin to set up the morning invitations. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, I did a curriculum video where I explain a lot of stuff, but morning invitations is just where you set up an early morning activity for your kids to have. That way you can kind of get your ducks in a row and get everything going while they have something to entertain themselves, wake them up, and have their minds going. At that point, I'll set up the morning invitation, or even the night before, but let's say I do the morning up. I'll set up the morning invitation and I'll begin making breakfast. The girls will get up at 7:30. When it's not school, I'm not super hardcore about that time. I'll let them kind of wake up on their own, but during the school year, 7:30 get up. So that's what we do. So about 7:30, they will do, like I said, the morning invitation while I'm cooking breakfast and getting things ready. And then once breakfast is ready, they will come sit down, and that's when I will do the morning devotional with them during that time. And once the morning devotional is done, we will get up and get ourselves ready for the day and make our beds. And like I said, this is kind of where we veer off of time, because if you have toddlers or infants especially, you just can't have like set times, even though in my brain I'd love that. I've learned that that will make your day a lot more stressful if you expect things to be done at exact times. So this is pretty flexible, but they kind of range around the same time frame every single day. So after they've made their bed and gotten dressed, it is time for homeschool. And this is where it kind of ranges, but the very first thing we do is, before we do any other things, we get the core curriculums out. So we're going to get math and reading out of the way. However, with the way Viviana's mind works, I do have to kind of pay attention to her and create buffers along the way. So the way that will look is, the first thing we do is our reading. So we'll do 20 minutes of our reading curriculum. At that point, I notice she'll need a break, and I'll usually do our chapter reading, and she will play with blocks or the sensory table while listening. By the way, Savannah's involved in all this. It's just I'm not mentioning her because she's just kind of all over the place doing what she wants. Viviana's the one that's getting schooled. And during that time, I'll do the chapter reading, where I'm reading a book series, obviously that's kind of above their reading level, and they're playing with blocks or something. Kids cannot sit still for your chapter reading, so don't, I mean you could, but don't expect them to just sit there and listen to you read and not do anything for that full however long it takes you to read it. So she will do play while listening, and that's how we do our chapter reading. Once that's done, we head into math. We spend about 20 minutes in math as well. Right around that time is when I start to realize it's about snack time. So I know this sounds like a huge gap between everything, but trust me, with the way that it plays out with toddlers, that's about how that works perfectly. So then we take a break and we have our snack. I don't do any schoolwork during the snack because they're already doing a ton. So they, you know, just like when you're at work and you need your 15-minute break. Okay, sorry, camera died again. Camera problems. Okay, so Just like when you need your 15-minute break at work and you don't want to focus on work at all during that time, same thing for the kids. I do that for them. So once snack time is over, that's when we go ahead and focus on our other subjects, which we rotate what they will be daily. Oglesby Ohana gave me that great idea. You guys, I'm telling you, go check out her channel. I mention her a lot. So then after snack time, that's when we go into our more unit studies and other things, and like I said, rotating. So the way that this looks, the idea that Oglesby Ohana gave me is that we rotate subjects daily. That way you're not making each school day too long. So what that will be is we're doing a technically 4-day school week. 5th day being the run over, where I either catch up on maybe things we fell behind in through the week, or if we're not behind on anything, then I just do one of the non-core subjects that we do 4 times a week, and I'll do that on the last day just to have some added on explorative fun with the unit studies. So let me try to explain that as best as I can. That means usually Monday through Thursday, we're doing our core curriculum, which is math and reading. And then I will rotate out days that we're doing the other subjects, with Friday being the extra day to add on. What that means is, like, say Tuesday, Thursday, I'm going to do their languages that they're learning, like French and sign language. And then Monday, Wednesday, for sure, we will do unit studies, but Friday as well. So I got that idea from Oglesby Ohana. Brilliant. I don't know why I didn't think to just switch it out. I kind of did and I kind of didn't, because I was thinking, well, you know, in older grades, that's what you do. You go to different classes on different days. So that's what we're going to do. Those electives and unit studies will run us into lunchtime, which is about that 11:30, 12 o'clock time. It might get pushed a little just because I'm not very aware of how these unit studies work just yet. She does say you can get it done anywhere from in half an hour to 2 hours, depending on how many rabbit trails you do. So on the core days, Monday through Thursday, we're not going to do a lot of rabbit trailing, but on Friday it will be very much welcome because we have all morning to do that. So lunchtime runs us into quiet time and nap time. Viviana will not nap, unfortunately, you know, but Savannah will. So Savannah will then take her nap and Viviana will have her quiet time. That's when you find me doing a lot of my eBay work or things for YouTube, or maybe even running errands. That's kind of my time to figure things out. There is a chance that sometimes I have to run over homeschooling into that time frame, and that's okay. Those days do happen, and that's just when Savannah's too much of a handful that I need to wait till she's asleep to give Viviana the proper one-on-one time. Now, before we move more into the day, where's Savannah in all this? I told you she's learning this year. She will fit into pockets of time, as well as while me and Viviana are working, she's working as well. So where I can fit her in, especially like math is pretty easy for Vivi since it's so repetitive. So she often does the work alone and I just correct it, which she needs very little correcting. So I'll just come back and review and make sure she got it correct. So during that time is when I'll focus more on Savannah in little pockets like that, as well as when we're working on our projects, she's doing worksheets along with us, as well as I'll have things out to help her with her alphabets, her numbers, her colors, learning emotions, all that kind of stuff will be in there, but it will just look a little different from everything else. That could change. That's the part I'm not fully sure about. So if anything changes, I'll do an updated routine video to explain how we're doing all this. Also, during this quiet time, I do give Viviana a lot of options on what she can do. She can do learning games on the computer. She can do TV time. I try to make it more educational than not, so it just depends. Sometimes I let her watch other things too. At this point, she can play games. She can play with blocks or sensory, as long as it's quiet. Those type of things she can do at this time. So once nap time wraps up, Savannah naps for about 2 hours. Once that wraps up, it's now free time for the rest of the day. And considering we've now got the basement finished for homeschool, a lot of that will probably look like them coming downstairs with me, and their free play can be a lot of the activities down here while I work on eBay or other things as well, because that's kind of when I can do it. When you're a working self-employed mom, you have to figure out where you can fit it in, and that's kind of what it looks like for us. Also, when Savannah wakes up from her nap, that's when we make the last snack time, so that kind of can range by a small pocket of time, but that's the next snack time. And then it goes into our evening routine. Dinner and getting ready for bed and hanging out with daddy, all those kind of things happen later in the day. So that is our homeschool schedule. Pretty simple, easy to follow. I'm hoping it works out as well as I'm thinking in my head. But hopefully if you're looking for a schedule, hopefully that kind of helps you out with what we do with our 2 children and how our day flows. But there's not really much else to say about it. If you have questions about it, always in the comments, ask your questions. I'd be happy to answer them. And make sure you hit the subscribe button for more content like this all around homeschooling and fun. And the like button lets me know that you enjoy this type of content. And I will see you guys in the next video. Have a wonderful day. Bye.